Hello guys, and we proudly present you our new compact storage room system here. Okay, well, let's actually explain this a little bit more. So I'm here with Spire, and we saw Zethblink's Minecraft episode where he showed this concept for a super compact storage system. Well, and which has some disadvantages but also some advantages over the standard systems. And so we just thought, well, we could at least try to compactify his design a little bit, and this is what we came up with. So it's one wide tileable. And what the system does is you need to pre-fill those chests with the items you want to sort. And what's going to happen is if you throw items in, they will automatically stack together. So let's just try this out. I will just get, let's say, a few repeaters, a few quadrants, and let's say a few redstone blocks, and put some of them in here. And the system will now slowly fill this, these items back into the its corresponding chests. And as you can see, the system is not really large. We have the same setup over there as well, but just over here in a nicely encased package. And down here there is the additional wiring, so it's really not big. I think it's how large is it actually? It's around 9 by 9 by 9 blocks. And so Spire and I built this together, and we had a lot of trouble to get this compact. We'll show you this in a moment, how we did this actually. And so you can already see the downside of the system is you cannot really make it very fast. That's just because of the way it works. You need to power the droppers alternating, and therefore it just cannot keep up with the speed of normal hoppers at all. But we should already see the first items getting sorted in over here. Some repeaters on some of the cauldrons already got sorted in. Unlike with other systems, the order in which the stuff is getting sorted is random, because the droppers fire randomly. And we got 16 repeaters, 8 cauldrons, and what else did I choose? I think it was redstone blocks. Yeah, and also 8 redstone blocks back into the system here. So it's really cool. So obviously you need to remember, first of all, put always one of the items back into the slot when you grab something out, and secondly, you may not touch the running system, because some of these chests are trap chests, so they power the hoppers behind, and if you do it while the system is running, what will happen is that those items which pass the hoppers when they are powered will just get into the last chest, which is some kind of overflow chest here at the very end. Which is this one. There's currently obviously nothing in it, since we sorted everything in properly. But I think it also looks pretty nice how small you can get this all together. And the redstone lamps indicate when the system is working. So let's just check over here how we made it. And well, the main principle is the same as with Zethblink's system. We put in the stuff into the chest here, which triggers a clock and transports the items upwards and then to the front into these hoppers behind the chests, and they are facing into the chest, but as well just can also suck out items from the top. Now the tricky part, and which we are more or less proud of, is what we got here. It has 0 air blocks inside, so that's also pretty cool. Is you have to power every second hopper and alternate which of them are powered in order to get the system working here. So on default state, like right now, these hoppers here in front of the comparators are powered, but the ones above aren't. So what happens is that first of all, this hopper here will try to push items into the topmost chest. So when it cannot, because there is no corresponding item type in the chest, the item will just keep stay in the hopper, and then the system will switch. So we can just simulate this real quick by applying power to this redstone line here. Ta-da! And now every other hopper is powered, and so this one now got unpowered, and so the item will be sucked down 1 meter. Let's actually put in an item. So to demonstrate this better, I'll just block these chests here all with redstone blocks real quick. And maybe Spire, you can help me, just the last row of chests, just block them all with redstone blocks. Yeah, and down here we can just put something else, which we actually sort. Let's say, yeah, redstone torches in here. A few, whatever. Yeah, almost. Okay, so we will put a redstone torch now in the top here, and see what happens. So it directly got sucked down to this hopper here. Let me just get it back to the default state and put it in again. So right now the redstone torch is in here. This hopper can't power it there, but as soon as we trigger this once, it sinks down 1 meter, and it still can't push it into the chest here because there are redstone blocks in it. So the same thing is going to happen every time this clock cycles. The torch will travel 1 meter here, and the hoppers will always have enough time to push the items into the chest. And that's why you also can't make the clock really quick, otherwise this hoppers sometimes will just skip the item and just don't even check whether there's space in the chest, since they just check every so often. And now the question, how did we get this to actually work? Well, a torch tower, as you can see over here, has always one side powered. So the torches and the blocks above are powered, and the other side unpowered. But we needed one side with alternating power and non-power, and it wasn't actually that easy. But the way it works here is those repeaters are powering this block here, which obviously, well, powers the comparator in front if it's in the other state here. So in this one. And they also butt power the dispenser, the dropper down here, but it's also updating it directly so that this dropper actually fires an item into the hopper here, which is now locked by the torch, so that this side here turns off. And if you remove the power again, first of all, this one will get unpowered anyway, but also this torch here will turn off, so the hopper can push the item back into the dispenser, powering this comparator. And voila, we flip the state here. So we can control this all with the clock down here. We got it through, and the cool thing is that this torch tower also is able to power the droppers in the back here, so that we can use the same clock all over again. And now the only question is, how do we actually trigger when to start and when to stop the clock? And for that, we first of all have this comparator here, which is hooked up to the start mechanism of the clock, and some more over here in after every 5 chests. So what they do is they just check whether an item passes through here when it passes the first 5 rows of chest, and they refresh the timeout for the clock. So over here we just got a very long comparator loop, which will just turn off after it didn't receive a signal for a while. So if I just quickly put a pulse in here, you see, oh wait, it needs to be actually a little bit longer, or better say, you need to put in the pulse from over here, because that one doesn't handle really short pulses. Let's wait for a second here. Yeah. What happens now is Spire just fixed it by applying a longer pulse in here. It will slowly reduce the power level, and after a while turn off. Takes a moment, but we need that much time. There we go. And over here we can actually put the short pulse, which goes into this first pulse extender here, which extends the pulse long enough so that the second larger one actually properly works. So you can see over here, this clock will stay on for a while, and over here there's the actual clock. It's just a normal redstone clock powering those dispensers here, and also the repeaters and everything above. Well, that's actually the whole system here. The whole system. It took us a while to figure out the different parts and to actually get this that compact, but I like it a lot. And yeah, thanks Sapling for this cool idea here. And to sum it up, system here has the advantage you can sort every item type easily within those 7 by 5 chests, so 35 chests, because you can just put a separate item type in each stack if you want. And secondly, it is relatively resource friendly to bigger compared to bigger systems, but it needs a little bit more maintenance, since you may not just put out a whole stack. You always need to have at least one slot or one item left there, and you also will have to wait a lot longer for it to sort stuff, since the clock is currently running at 1 item every 1.8 seconds instead of 2.5 items per second. So this system is roughly 5 times slower than a normal sorter. But for smaller mounts and for smaller survival bases, I think this is pretty cool. And if you want to build it, I will provide you also with a world download. I won't do a tutorial for this, but you can figure it out from the world download. And I hope you enjoyed it. And now I just talked all the time. I didn't let Spire say anything. Wanna add anything I forgot, maybe?
Maybe that the droppers right here, those don't get butt powered. They get powered directly through this repeater here.
Well, they both get butt powered and powered directly, but that's true. I guess they are mostly updated from the repeater, actually. That's, yeah, right, okay. But, yeah, how this works is, I think, somewhat, hopefully clear now. But, yeah, thanks for reminding me that. And, well, I think that concludes it. Awesome weather, by the way. And also, thanks for watching here. And goodbye.